stock are basically those variables which are measured at a particular point of time. Stock refers to those variables which are measured at a particular point of time. ऐसे variable जिनको हम एक particular time पर ही measure कर सकते हैं, they are called stock variable. Why I am saying a particular period of time or the particular point of time? Because we cannot measure it yearly, we cannot measure it monthly, we cannot measure it daily. I can only calculate it at a particular point of time. For example, at this time, I can calculate only 3 o'clock at 3 p.m. on 13 July 2020. So basically, the variable which are only measured at a particular point of time are called stock variable. I'll give you one example also, or one or two examples also, so that you can understand the concept very well. But when I talk about the flow variables, first you have to understand in the form of definition only. The variable which are measured over a period of time. The variable which are measured over a period of time. Over a period of time means either monthly, either daily, either weekly. ऐसे variable जिनको मैं एक टाइम डायमेंशन के साथ मेजर कर पाता हूं, these are called your flow variable. These are called your flow variable. For example, I am telling you, for example, if I talk about the income. Income is a flow variable, but why? Because income is measured over a period of time. Monthly income, है ना? Monthly income है मेरी ये मेरी yearly income है, monthly income, yearly income, weekly income, daily income. It has time dimension over a period of time. That's why they are called flow variables. ठीक है? Consumption, yearly consumption, monthly consumption, daily consumption, they are called flow variable. They are called flow variable. But when I talk about wealth, wealth is a stock variable. Wealth is a stock variable. Why? Because when I talk about the wealth, it includes all the money with you, all the property with you, all the bank balance with you. We don't say we have wealth of rupees 10 crore for a year. We don't say this type of words. हम कभी भी नहीं बोलते मेरे पास एक साल की इतनी वेल्थ है या 2 साल की इतनी वेल्थ है. ऐसे इस वक्त मेरे पास इतना पैसा है. इस वक्त मेरे पास इतना पैसा है. Understood? So basically when I talk about the wealth में इस साल की भी इनकम आ गई, पिछले सालों की भी इनकम आ गई, इसमें ऑल द डिपॉजिटेड मनी भी आ गई और प्रॉपर्टी सब कुछ वेल्थ में आ गया. और वेल्थ आई कैन नॉट मेजर ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम. वेल्थ तो अभी बता सकते हैं इस वक्त मेरे पास इतना पैसा है टोटल. वेल्थ इज अ स्टॉक वेरिएबल. वेल्थ इज अ स्टॉक वेरिएबल. अंडरस्टूड? If I talk about capital, capital means either it is opening capital on 1st April कि कितना मेरे पास already capital है business के पास in the form of machine and all, कितनी capital है, और either closing capital on 31st March next year इतनी capital अब मेरे पास है. तो capital is a stock because it is measured at a particular period of time, either on 1st April, either on 31st March. But when I talk about the capital formation, when I talk about the investment, opening capital थी 5 lakh. Opening capital कितनी थी बेटा? 5 lakh. And suppose करो closing capital है 7 lakh. Closing capital कितनी है? 7 lakh. So 5 lakh and 7 lakh, there is a difference of 2 lakh that you have invested during the year, which is called capital formation. इसको हम investment भी कहते हैं बेटा, इसको investment भी कहते हैं. And investment is a flow variable because it is over a period of time. It is over a period of time. तो ध्यान देना मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ. Capital is a stock. Capital is a stock. But capital formation is a flow. Capital formation is a flow. ठीक है? When I talk money supply, when I talk about the money supply, By mistake, I have written money stock. When I talk about the money supply is also stock. Money supply is also stock. You have already discussed in chapter money and banking that money supply includes C plus D, currency with the public and demand deposit with the commercial bank. We always measure the value of money. We always measure the quantity of money available in the economy at a particular point of time. हम कभी भी ये नहीं बोलते कि इकोनॉमी में 1 साल का इतना पैसा है या 2 साल का इतना पैसा है या 3 साल का इतना पैसा है. हम बोलते हैं इस वक्त इकोनॉमी में इतना पैसा है. इस वक्त इकोनॉमी में इतना पैसा है. इस वक्त इकोनॉमी में इतना पैसा है. It means on 15th July at 3 p.m. the money supply in the economy is this much. So we are measuring at a particular point of time. So money supply is a stock variable. Money supply is a stock variable. It is clear with the name, stock and the flow. Stock are static concept, but the flow is a dynamic concept. Flow is a dynamic concept. It has time dimension. Understood? It has time dimension. So basically you have to understand that money supply, wealth, capital, water in a tank at a particular period of time, they are stock variables. But when I talk about the flow variable, which is a dynamic concept, it keeps on changing. Income, consumption, capital formation, that what we say investment, है ना? Interest on capital. Interest कैसा होता है? Over a period of time होता है. Yearly interest, monthly interest, daily interest, depreciation, yearly depreciation, quarterly depreciation, and a half yearly depreciation. It is over a period of time. Change in inventory, that we call inventory investment. Change in stock, closing stock minus opening stock. It keeps the duration of 1 year. So that's why it's a flow variable. It's a flow variable. Now you have to understand which component is stock and which component is flow. Stock are those variables which are measured at a particular point of time. They have no dimension. They have no dimension. But when I talk about the flow variable, they have the time dimension. They have the time dimension. It is measured over a period of time. It is measured over a period of time. Understood? So, if I give you one example, if I talk about depreciation, why depreciation is flow? Because depreciation is either yearly, monthly, daily. It has time dimension. But when I say that, for example, if I say that total car manufactured by Maruti till 31st March 2020 is 10 lakh. It is stock. But when I say that total car manufactured by Maruti during the year 2020 is this much, it is a flow variable. Okay. Now you can read out the concept. If there is any doubt to anyone, then you can ask. You can mention in the comment box. You can call me.